So this is on characters that had a very poor elimination. This isn't gonna be on anyone TPOT 10 and onward just for the fact most the eliminations like basketball and robot flower were done well. Also I didn't know what they're doing with all the character kidnapped by one like Barf Bag, Bommy, Belle, and Needle. Since I'm 100% sure they were chosen to go for plot purpose. Eraser I debated but they kind of handled his elimination and the more goofy. This is on characters where the elimination is poorly handled or just isn't done well. So no lightning since his elimination they actually remembered his elimination since it led to the fanny stuff from TPOT 7 through 10 so excluding him. And Coiny could be one. And I'm gonna briefly explain why. I know people don't care for him in this season saying he's overrated and took too much screen time but where's that same energy when Golf Ball takes all her team's screen time huh? I'll explain why. Coiny elimination was done well. And Fries is one I could mention but I'm not so and I might have two honorable mentions for once. You may not like Eggy but they did not even do her elimination well. It seemed everyone on the strongest team on earth got a weird and different elimination. Basketball and robot flower disappear. Actually Belle had a pretty oh wait she's got kidnapped by one. It's crazy. I don't know where she went. Maybe TPOT 16 will explain where she went. I am sure she went to the elimination area cause they would have shown where she went by now. Eggy is a little interesting. I think the writers could have done more with her and expand her. I honestly still enjoy her. But the reason she's an honorable mention is cause I know for a feeling that the writers did wanna do something with her but waited too long to do it. I think they were banking on Belle going this episode since she had like one line this episode or even very little screen time. I feel like Eggy would have gained a lot more. It sucks. I would say she's a little bit of fans but I just enjoy her presence in the short time she had. Teardrop stuff could have been more, and that I don't know how Eggy would survive. She's super unpopular anyways. Pie a quick honorable mention since I feel like her curse is being super unpopular. And that, I don't know. I'm also keeping this part brief since I don't think she would have fitted any other team, but that the death preventing thing worked for her the least. Same with her and Bottle, the only interchangeable characters on the Og Death Pact, and I feel like her elimination fits her character. And she's done a little more especially the short with her against the literal pie symbol, so that's a lot more than maybe any other characters included. Ooh what's this? Me being nice to Foldy. No I still hate her but her elimination is so funny it's kind of sad. You got marker over her sad for like 5 seconds and like, anyways, I know Foldy friends weren't there. Heck I feel like there would be more impact if Stapy was here, and unlike Eggy where Eggy at the very least had Teardrop and the writers basically said they had plans for Eggy, Foldy is one where I am sure the writers had nothing for her at all. I wish they didn't pull off that lazy thing with her and TPOT 2 and yelling. I honestly hate how Belle of all people was more entertaining than Foldy, and I get it if this was a normal 20-minute episode but this is 39 minutes. You could have had less Death Pact screen time and more Foldy development. I don't even like Foldy but I am sure they could have done something but nah. I'm gonna keep Foldy part brief since also unlike Eggy, it's 100% confirmed she's in the 2 area and I think one thing for sure, she isn't rejoining. Don't believe. Watch. I'm gonna say that she isn't rejoining cause she's not a fan favorite or well like in Teapot. I'm not even being mean, it's true. Here's yes but I honestly doubt she has more of a chance, maybe more than Clock and Rocky. Foldy is like Eggy where a lot of people love her but voters don't really care about them. Even in contestant vote I feel like Foldy would be a easy target by her team. Eggy would also be a close second. Foldy an odd case. Belle is here and she was on free food and that's it. I wish they explored the friendship with anyone on this team in Foldy. I may hate Foldy but I might hate Rocky and TV just for the fact they are non-existent in the show and Rocky got out at least. Foldy also is blue and I have a blue bias.
I've been eliminated? It's been fun guys.
Nelly might be due to the fact they basically made price tag early on Nelly with no charm and I was never a fan of it. Since you know, people blame Pillow for this but people will blame Pillow no matter what. Nelly kind of was not the most popular. She was gonna go in BFB 13 but she got lucky, Is she popular to be the second most voted? Nah, but she was special in a way, and she's one of those characters who elimination is just funny. Not even Bombi was unfazed. Well, I think he was in the water. Anyways, meanwhile Marker is sad Foldy went. I feel like they mostly don't care for Nelly. They didn't give her a overdramatic elimination like Cake or an over annoying one like Nickel. It's weird. Early Teapot was like that. Some of the eliminations were stilted in that way. Nelly being no different. I honestly wish they didn't have to split many voices with Price Tag. They could have made Nelly different or make Price Tag early on different so they didn't clash. Trust me, Price Tag would still be in still if they did have a different personality. They were a debuter. Nelly is a very odd case cause she did a lot in BFB, and then just became bland again. If they really didn't even wanna do anything with her, they should have just put in post-split, but they didn't, and Nelly cursed. She's not popular to rejoin, and that everyone who left after her is way more popular and loved. She doesn't even have the Foldy excuse. Bombi is gone and Fire Jr. is somewhere. Anyways, let's move on. But wait, I thought Remote was nothing. You can't even say she's nothing. Most the people who I see say that like Foldy, who I can say the same for as well. Remote isn't as unlucky as the ones I mentioned. Since she got a lot to do in Teapot too, her elimination was just so there. I mean, Black Hole is her friend. I guess she's probably the most popular character here cause I don't know, but she was done dirty. Granted, Teapot didn't started take itself real seriously until after Teapot 8, maybe even 7, but I just loved Remote, so this made me sad. I am glad they did way more with Fanny. With how much people call Pillow repetitive when early Fanny could be like that, especially in BFB, so she's very lucky they lessen it. Remote sad, cause it wasn't until Lightning basically had to admit them losing was dumb, and he's arguably in a similar vein to Remote where they didn't do anything with him in Teapot 5 and 6. The only difference is his elimination sated up something. Remote just went and her team could not care less. And it isn't like Foldy where none of her friends were in Teapot at the time. Remote had Black Hole and he didn't care. Heartless jerk. I honestly feel like Remote elimination was so off. Nelly had Bombi, yes, and that's it. But her whole team is here and it sucks. But she has the highest chance out of the 5 I mentioned in this video just for the fact she actually survived the first elimination, where with Bai and Nelly they were first boots. Remote is loved in the community in a way, so I bet she has a shot even with Coiny and Fries being eliminated. That just depends on when they do it. I know she'll rejoin over Lightning, and even being real, I can see her getting more votes than Gatey, believe it or not. This isn't bias. Saw is just like the other two, and it's funnier than Gatey doesn't even feel sad, but the rest of teammates sure was, and I honestly feel like she did more memorable things than Barf Bag, to be fair. I think they should have removed the 8 gag very long ago, but they chose not to for some odd reason. I think what makes me hate Saw elimination was it was botting, cause originally it was Gatey in the bottom 2 and then it was Donut and Saw, and I'm happy Donut stayed, but really feel like they only did the 8 gag for no reason. I mean, I see her as a more entertaining and less boring version of Bottle since they didn't switch on a dime on what she was. Whatever. I do think that teammates around this time was just very focused on Coiny and Pin. But whatever, I do feel like Saw would have for sure benefited more, especially since Teapot 9 did a lot with teammates. Barf Bag more forgettable, and the fact that she was the first eliminated on her new team just says a lot. Saw is underrated, but I see a lot of people enjoy Saw, and considering the writers would later focus with Gatey and 2 and such, Saw was an afterthought, cause if you remove Barf Bag, Teapot 9 is different, but that's not even an event she caused. That's more on Rocky, who's long gone. And honestly, I used to hate Saw, but looking back, and considering how Barf Bag didn't play a role in the competition at all, like seriously, I can't name you 5 things that she did on her own. I hope she never rejoins just for the fact they won't be able to give her an ounce of the charm she had in BFB. Saw had a charm, just like Pi. She played a big part in the short. It's just people act like she's nothing cause they never bothered to do anything with her, and that's sad. They didn't even really know for the most part about her and Gatey friendship since they were too busy with 2 and Gatey. Do I think she would have done a lot? Number. But she would have done a lot more than Barf Bag. I didn't want Donut to be the first boot, cause unlike Barf Bag, he eventually got better later on. which is kind of an interesting sight. And that's just, Cloudy is the worst offender since I know for sure that they could have added Balloony on this, and I don't care what Ice Cube has done. She isn't like Barf Bag where she had TPOT 9 sorta kind of. Ice Cube has nothing and nothing. Cloudy kind of, the writers actually felt bad they went. I mean, Cloudy is literally Cloudy name in it. So that's more than anything Ice Cube has impacted. I guess Balloony was doomed as well. It's worse for him since his team was death-packed again on steroids when it came to favorites. The S around this time is mixed in the fact that some of the characters are popular, and he's the main contender for a rejoin around this time, but TPOT unpredictable with eliminations, so Cloudy wasn't expected to go. But man, they could have done so much more with him. And face it, Ice Cube isn't gonna do anything. It's crazy how people say Grassy does nothing when he does a lot. He really did a lot more in TPOT 2 and these newer episodes, but Ice Cube did nada and gets to stay. Cloudy and Balloony are a pair that can't be removed. Honestly, I think replacing Balloony with Ice Cube or Rocky would fare much better since it would make this team feel more Beep-esque without Leafy on here, so it's better either way. Regardless, I mean, I enjoy his presence, but I don't think he's gonna rejoin now. If they did this rejoin around TPOT 6 when Fries and Eggy went, he would have been top 3, but now there's way more popular characters that went and he has no shot. I'm still excluding Barf Bag, Needle, you get it. It's just gonna either he'll rejoin just to get eliminated, or they'll put on Team 2 for some odd reason and he goes. I'm not being mean, I'm being real with Cloudy. The only reason Lay and Pencil got to rejoin over Bracelety is cause they did a lot showcasing her. Pencil had BFDI to grow her fans back, and Lee was really popular, even to the point where she's better than TV. But yeah, Cloudy is not rejoining. Sucks that he went just for the fact I enjoy his presence.